one you put on or not?
Yeah, I had put it on before it was charging. But yeah, probably ran out of battery. I charged it overnight.
Yeah, running out. So
Yeah, if you
I
turn it
decided
on,
to
it will
cut
show
off
you
the
how many
last
bars.
video, so
Yeah.
going back to the same themes
Yeah.
that we discussed in the
red.
last video
It's flashing red.
in terms of my journey
Yeah.
so far with
Yeah,
YouTube.
no. Yeah, if you
Which,
can stretch it out, it'll be nice.
to go back,
But yeah.
I decided to get the GoPro just to
Well, you can see like on that
use it while I was still waiting
like
for
running on
the camera that I had gotten to be replaced.
Man,
So
probably doesn't cost
that
that much though.
kind of led to doing these different kinds of videos where I could mount the
Not as much as
GoPro on
some
the
of the other
car
shit that goes
or
into
on
the
my
building, you
chest, or just use the GoPro charging stick and
Yeah.
use it to record myself vlogging
Yeah, 'cause you can get
around.
those light bars for really cheap.
So it opened up a different avenue. I had already considered getting a GoPro before I decided to get it. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the process
This one is a
of
rest
recording
area. It's like a smoking
was
view area.
exploratory. I was exploring so many different options, and I finally got to a point where
All right. Let's do it then.
looking at the engagement,
Still pretty early. No,
I decided to go in a different direction. So just
I'm a bit tired, but yeah.
Do something a little bit more
Cool.
consistent, something which people know what to expect in the format, instead of like, because people have a niche, like most people have a niche of the type of videos they want to watch. Some people, I mean, there is videos where like it draws everyone, especially short videos and self-help videos, which is a bunch of it, or just fun facts, let me say, explorations where people explore different parts of the psyche and just how the mind works and how different things work in life. And obviously there is a little bit of ridiculousness, a lot of ridiculousness, where people are doing just unique things, really no purpose other than just to make a spectacle for people, which is okay. I'm not against anything. I think I have to be pretty clear. My talks are about just being more aware, bringing more awareness to my conditioning, and to share that awareness, my understanding of different things. So, a lot of things that people relate to, and that is really the goal. Just
go and be twins.
Everybody has different levels of realization. It's at different stages of their realization. What they have realized is different from what I have realized, whether it's in terms of skills or understanding the mind, the body, and technology in general. I mean, the body itself is also a technology. The mind is also technically a technology.
In the bushes.
It's something which is meant to make our lives a little more easier, convenient, which life has evolved to be able to create an imagination and to have a vivid sense of memory, where we can access even different types of memory. Like when you talk about karma, it might be a little bit mumbo jumbo for a lot of people, but there's many people who have explored their previous life karma and memory and things like that.
You know your spots.
Just it's a matter of being able to handle. Life will not open up any aspects of your experience which you're not able to handle. So one of the biggest things is to make yourself more capable to handle different experiences or different dimensions of experience. So going back to my journey, I have also traveled a little bit. I went to New South Wales, Byron Bay and Nimbin, which I'm also going to bring the videos out before I really get into the cultural exploration of my influences. So that one is going to come, and obviously I will try and put it in a format which is engaging.
So probably extended it for
and
a little bit.
Hopefully inspirational. In terms of inspiration, I will talk about it like in more detail later, but people get inspired and inspired, or motivated and motivated, one or the other, but they don't get anywhere. It brings into question what is the point of more inspiration and more inspiration. The biggest engagement on Facebook is mostly of inspirational nature. The biggest videos are mostly inspirational. I mean, there is entertainment part of it, which at some point the inspiration has already been given, but there's a conditioning to keep coming back and keep coming back, for more inspiration. And when we go into people like Andrew Tate, it's more about the type of emotions that gets people worked up. A lot of people don't get worked up about joy.
Thinking like when I'm editing, I'll probably do speed drums.
Love.
Some parts I'll just.
It is like if you get worked up a lot of the time, it is something which disturbs you, an unpleasant feeling. So somebody brings fear to you or hatred. It has to be hatred. You cannot really get worked up over love. There's a level of love which is devotion, but it's a surrender. It is not about actually a call to action. It's complete in itself, where if you're really devoted, you are like ideas or your thoughts, even your well-being doesn't matter. All that matters is what you're devoted to. So it's a deep kind of love where people even stop caring for their body, because it's that kind of devotion that is very misunderstood in modern society. So let's not dwell on that too much, but let's look at the type of emotions which people get worked up for. When we talk about Andrew Tate, what do people get worked up about? Mostly it's according to our putting a responsibility on somebody else. Mostly men are gravitating to Andrew Tate because it's more about dominance, being more dominant, being more let me not say oppressive, but it's a separation.
Yeah, this guy
You
is
know,
wearing a skirt.
of course, in relationships, there's roles to be played. Women have a different role, men have a different role to play in a relationship. Let's say, in terms of taking care of the home or the family, there is a role.
Yeah. He
You
used
know,
to
but
do like park run and
it
stuff.
is not on
Like
any
run
one
around,
person
like,
to
I
be
think he's
responsible.
done it in a couple of places. I don't know if he's done the South Bank.
At the same time,
I think this guy is just
it
funny
is
running.
not about what the other person is not doing. It's about
Yeah,
what needs to be done.
I've
And
done a
if
couple of
something
park
needs to
runs
be
also.
done, if you feel like it
But
is
yeah, they
needed
used to do it very regularly in
for
Derby Bay.
the nurturing
Yeah.
of life, whether it's your
I
children
think they've also
or
done
yourself,
a couple around. Not too sure where.
your body,
but
then
maybe Gold
it should be
Coast,
done.
Sunny Coast,
But
maybe even South Bank
there is a lot of
or
ideologies
Toowoomba.
about, I don't know. If I say some words like real niggas, being a real nigga, being a bad
I've
bitch,
gone to watch a couple of races.
being a good
like
woman,
21,
being a lady,
the half
being a
marathon.
gentleman,
It's always interesting
being
to
a
look
strong black woman
at people's
or
running styles,
young black
Like
male
some
or
people
whatever,
step on their toes, like run on their
whatever
toes.
it is, or being a top G
Yeah, some people run
for
on
that
like
matter.
their heels,
It's
like
a
the heel
separation.
lands fast, and then they go like that. And then
In
some
terms
people
of
are like
roles, there's not much
you know?
separation between man and woman.
this. And yeah,
The woman is
you
mostly
can see like how
supposed
relaxed they are,
to
like depending on the
nurture
type of style
the
that they
children,
use for running.
in the house, traditionally, or like in the way
Yeah.
that nature has designed it, is
I
that
think in settings like this,
the
probably
woman
the couple
carries
will work a little bit harder.
the child in the womb
Yeah.
for 9 months and then takes care of the infant for some time. And then, but with the changes in logistics and
But at the
technology,
same time, it's
where
pretty cool.
women are able to work and
It's not
do
like recording in the middle of the road.
be
The
making
day.
a living, an income, is
In
very
summer.
challenging, or the traditions or the norms are challenged.
Yeah,
And this is the fight
for sure.
where women are
It
becoming
takes a
more
bit of time.
masculine, men are
you can take your time
becoming
with
more feminine,
Maybe do it like around
which is,
Thursday, Friday.
it has its beauty. Mostly those people who have paid attention to life have that balance
Yeah, I'll probably have a bit of time
as
over
it
there.
is needed. They will have feminine qualities to take care of life around them, to nurture life,
Free time.
and they will also
whatever, like 3-4
have
hours
masculine
in a day.
energy to project and express themselves in whatever is needed to direct things around them.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the idea of stoicism, which is,
We can,
I feel like Andrew Tate's philosophy,
alright, we go this way.
is a lot about
It's like,
controlling the
yeah.
mind, but the control is not rooted in love. It's rooted in trying to control the environment.
Yeah, it's free.
It's about results oriented.
You download it, yeah.
Control is a fight.
You gonna
When
get
you
it anyway, won't you?
talk about controlling,
I could
there
just
has
as
to
well
be
go to like some cyber cafe,
an object of
do
division
some basic stuff.
where
Somebody left their lunch.
you have to overcome something. So it is a matter of whether you're seeing the mind as an enemy which needs to be subdued. But the very desire to subdue is mental.
Yeah. I can
So
do
you're
that,
using the
by time we
mind
go back, it'll be 9,
to fight the mind.
9:30.
So what is the end goal in the top G ideology?
What is Ali anyway?
Is it a more masculine, exploitative society? Because masculine is more about
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not
domination,
used to sleeping at
the economy,
12.
you know. So top G focuses on having more riches, more power.
Yeah, I can do like
This
this,
is
like a
domination.
20, like, cause they break
You
down
want
into
to be
25-minute parts,
worshipped. You want to be looked up to. You don't want to be questioned.
The one we did Brisbane last time.
You want to destroy the matrix, in quotations. It's about
Short,
controlling life.
Short, like, is,
But if
little
you're alive, where is the need to control life?
It goes to a different audience.
In the same perspective,
back,
Jordan Peterson
no way through there.
is a psychologist. Most psychologists which I talked about, which I touched on a little bit previously. But psychologists
know how to find them.
have the highest
know how to find you.
suicide rate in the world in most professions.
What you say?
Of most professions, psychology has the highest suicide rate. They're very stressed. Somebody who is supposed to help you manage your mind,
whatever the colors is,
cannot manage their own mind.
I don't know if it's
And
Argentina
it
colors.
creates a dependency on treatment as well. But there is no realization or awareness of your own conditioning. It is more a drive, or the goal is to overcome,
more like a 70s
to defeat,
kind of thing.
to suppress, to subdue, which is the same as religion. In the Bible it is translated, man was put on this earth to subdue the creation. When you are the creation, when you are connected with everything, where you cannot exist without most of the creation, where is the need to subdue, and what is the goal of subduing? If you really subdue life or creation,
you can see.
What does that mean? Will it stop existing? Would you defeat life? Because I watched video of I've watched a lot of Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, and their discipline is great. Their ideas on discipline, very admirable. And
SAE,
I've enjoyed a lot of their talks. I watched a few full interviews of Andrew Tate when he came back from prison. So it's not like I'm against him or anybody for that matter. But you have to look at it. If somebody is agitative, is reactive, is defensive,
sometimes you wonder how much branding
have they taken responsibility for the experience of life? Somebody like Jordan Peterson, I think it's documented, he has talked about it, where he had mental issues for some time before he came back.
Yeah.
So in watching one of the interviews before that time,
Yeah. Like
he
Nike,
talks
the
about
branding is more like
responsibility.
the tick, you know. But
And the
like
responsibility does
the
not
product mostly
mention
is what
about
makes
knowing
things
your own
different, you know.
nature.
Because
If you
even
know that your
Adidas,
nature is life,
like
don't you want to
you
know
know,
what is the nature of this life?
you can pretty much come up with anything,
Can somebody
and depending
really
on how
tell
you
you
market
what
it, you
is
know.
the nature of your life?
Because yeah, like
This
Puma
is
is like
something
so
that
basic.
you
I mean,
have
it's
to
as
pay
basic as
attention
like
to.
most of the
You
cars.
have to look within yourself.
Most of the cars just use like animals, you know.
What we
Like
call life is beyond physicality, is
yeah, but
beyond
the ticket's
an
okay, but it's like
accumulation of food,
you
which we
know,
call body,
yeah,
or the
the Puma is
accumulation
like
of
basically
ideas,
already an animal,
which we call
you
mind,
know. So
or
it's just more
impressions
taking a picture and
that we
doing a
call mind.
stencil of it or something.
So it has no beginning or end. It cannot
Yeah,
be measured.
that's the animal. There's like yeah,
If it cannot be measured,
so even
it
like
has no language,
Jaguar and you know
because
a lot
language
of that branding,
is
like
logical.
basically what's already there.
It is a description.
The other
How
day
can
we
you
were talking
describe
about the
something
antlers or antlers,
which has no form?
like yeah, antler, like you know
How
the
can
deer
you
horns and stuff.
describe something which
Like
has
in
no
Japan,
end?
there's a soccer club called the
An
Antlers.
endlessness.
Yeah, you think
Because
like
if you talk about creation
how much of
and even the Big Bang,
I don't know if
for the
it's
Big Bang to happen,
such smart marketing, but
life
it's one
has
of
to
the
be
biggest
there.
clubs, you know. Even
So
Manchester
if
United
it
is
comes
just
from nothing, it means
they used to
that
call
it
them the
was in
Reds,
nothing. Life is in nothing.
you know.
Nothing cannot be measured. Nothingness,
Yeah, but it's like the
nothing
Reds are
cannot be
Liverpool
measured.
and Man United also. And then Man United became the Red
So,
Devils.
any
I don't know where the Devils came from, but
guidance
maybe the Devils red.
on responsibility,
The Man City is
which
like
does not
the
lead
Sky Blues.
with life, we
Yeah,
have to be
that's what I mean.
wary of that kind
It's
of
just like they didn't
guidance.
really need much of a brand,
Because
you know.
only life
It's just like
can
Manchester
address
City. It's just the name of the city.
that which is boundless.
You know. But it's the product.
Or,
Because the product
you know,
became so big.
that which is natural
Like the brand became big.
in terms of pleasantness of experience.
Just the way they
Life
market it.
cannot be against itself. Life takes care of itself. So to be pleasant, you have to be oneness of experience with life. So love or joy, which is a pleasantness of experience, is natural
It's not easy, eh?
to life. If you don't mess with your mind, where you're digging into your memory,
Yeah, that
you
means
keep
like
dipping your hand into your
highlighting
memory,
the racism, you know.
then there really is no suffering. The only suffering
That's
which
what you were
happens
saying before is like the way to end racism
is
is just not
the
talk about it.
identification with
Like
the mind,
Morgan Freeman style.
the process of interpreting or
Yeah.
projecting
It's like
memory,
last time, you know.
what we call
Still
imagination
around?
and remembering.
Is it still there? Was it here?
So you remember something and then you feel guilty because of certain conditioning,
Senior art.
which is memory.
Find supplies.
So because of a certain memory, you associate your experience with that memory and you feel unpleasant.
Right?
You become sad. You become angry.
Yeah.
You become hateful.
Then why is it senior art? Is it for old people?
Because your mind
It's for seniors.
is geared towards your survival. Is basically there for your
Finance
survival.
supplies.
So for your survival, comfort,
Yeah, they
comfort
won't call it senior unless it was for seniors.
is
Like that's part of the branding. You
necessary.
Know? As soon as people see the name,
So
they think,
fear
okay,
is necessary
seniors?
for your survival. You know, because if you're looking for comfort,
Yeah.
there is fear. Out of this fear comes defensiveness, which
Like
can
people
be in the
who've been
form of
doing
anger
it for long.
or going into your shell in sadness or being hateful
Yeah.
or being antagonistic
Yeah.
towards something or
Like,
someone. So if you say
you know how in art I think they
life is
have like
hard
the apprentices
or
and then
the
they have
matrix
like the
is against us
whatever senior
or
artist. I
the
don't know what they
devil
call it.
is there or whatever
Yeah.
psychology says, where is sex or death or whatever, which is the source of fear, which is against your comfort, where all these people are trying to give you comfort. If somebody is trying to comfort you, they don't want you to grow. They're not there for your growth. You cannot grow in comfort. Only there is a difference between comfort and stability. Stability and ease is necessary for growth. You know, if you're in disease, it's very hard to want to grow. So stress is a form of disease. This is in the body, where I talked about it in the health video. So relaxation, not laxation, which is like being lax, but relaxation. If you relax into life, if you surrender to life, which is a meditation, or you can call it faith or no mind, whatever you want to call it, the relaxation into life brings ease. Oh,
Sushi
is
like,
the
but
ease of life,
yeah, I think I feel more
because life
sushi
is
than kebab.
ease. Everything in life is flowing in harmony,
Isn't that the same?
so gracefully. The friction starts
Is it like
in your
good
mind.
price? Mm.
You create the friction in your mind through your imagination and you know, the remembering.
Yeah.
So as I was saying, anyone who tells you that life is hard
You know, it's good if Japanese people come to eat here.
has obviously not paid attention to life. Anyone who has paid attention to life and known its nature
It looks like they got full-on meals.
cannot be against life,
$28 or some shit.
cannot make life a fight.
Yeah, this is where like that car park is coming to end.
There is situations in life
There's even a supermarket.
which you can only deal with according to your capability.
Nah, I need something
So
more.
the only thing that matters in life
Like I ate
is
like only bread mostly
your
today.
capability. So as I was speaking
something
to
more.
before,
Yeah.
the more you raise your
Yeah,
capability
it's a nice shopping center.
mentally, if you are more aware of your
For
nature,
you.
then nothing will disturb you,
We can cut
because
through here.
you
Yeah?
are beyond that which needs to survive. Life cannot die. Life is beyond the body and the mind.
It's not like that different from
So ideologies
Cham side.
cannot save you.
Yeah.
Like they cannot fix you.
Yeah, but it's also got a little bit of a garden in the middle.
There is only a return, a
This
repentance
one, wash up here or campsite.
to
Come
your
on,
own
man.
nature,
I mean,
which
not,
can
not
only
the whole
happen
building. I mean, like this
in
garden,
meditation.
like, first day it's like you're inside the shop and then you
Yeah,
step out.
they got a
So,
lot more of the
belief
food shops in
systems and the
campsite.
ideologies are
They got
all
like so
just
many
ideas.
restaurants.
The way you say, like,
It's a
come on,
mental
man,
plane,
like, representing, man.
you know,
No, I'm just saying,
entertainment.
like,
Come on, man.
You look for
Real,
mental
man.
this
comfort
is like a pretty
in,
small space.
in
Like,
ideologies
yeah,
where you want to identify with one ideology or the other, just to feel accomplished,
But that place, like, I feel like, because
to
of the
feel
layout
like
or some shit, it makes you want to explore.
yeah.
you are
This one?
capable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you are
Not
dealing,
like Woolies where it's like, ow, it's like, yeah, same shit.
that
And
you're
even the,
mastering
like, all your asking and
life.
stories.
Yeah, that is my favorite.
But to
Probably back to
deal with the mind, using the mind,
yoga, mantras, meditation.
is a ridiculousness.
You know, bhakti means like
It takes a lot of
devotion.
awareness. Oh, a very deep realization
In Sanskrit,
to
like
have a clarity
surrender.
in your mind where you see everything as it is, life as it is, mind as it is. And to see what is needed for that experience which you're seeking,
Shit, too small.
what you call as the highest
The same as you,
in
man.
life, whether you want to call it God or you want to call it
I
blissfulness,
think I got the bottom part, you
or
got the top part.
some people say peace,
It's probably spilling all over
some
the bottom.
people want to call it love. So that is beyond nostalgia and romanticism. Everything becomes romantic or nostalgic given the distance
I think I got the top.
of
I can
time
feel it spilling.
or space. When when you are in a certain situation in your life, you are very terrified. It was so painful. You fell off your bicycle or something,
Remember, there used to be a few
or you got punched in the face.
like aboriginals that used to hang
You were
around
so
somewhere.
angry.
It was there and then
You're very emotional.
we moved down there, where we were walking.
And when I say emotional,
Ah,
I mean
now
very
it's
worked
more
up.
in the open. They could have
I don't
moved
mean
to
it
the
in
new
a
shopping center.
loving or
And
blissful
then the
way.
shopping center, they kicked it. Oh, okay.
But now, when you think about it,
The boy said,
how funny it is,
Yeah. There's an alleyway there.
how you wish,
Oh,
how great it was when you were a kid.
Ah. Oh yeah. When you're
Climbing
going down Vulture
trees,
Street.
running around. You forget how you used to get the thorns in your leg, how you nearly drowned. You know, how you
Yeah, you could have get here
hit
sushi.
your toe on a rock.
Hmm?
All these
I'm sure you
things.
don't want to grab some small rolls.
When you tell the story,
You want to grab from here? They got it on this
such a memory.
Yeah, they had the
So much
ad there.
romanticism. You know, how I wish
I don't like onion.
I could go to school again, hang out with my friends. You know, people romanticize things
Oh shit,
once there is a distance.
man.
In a way, it is also applicable in distancing yourself from your memory.
No, you might
You
as
know,
well like carry the
when you
wasabis,
can
you know.
hold your unpleasant memories or the experiences which were unpleasant at a distance. where you don't identify too strongly with them.
What a bubbly persona.
Then it can be like a
What a
movie.
bubbly persona.
You can just watch
This is not a lady, lady boy.
where you don't need to react because you know it's not real. It is
I
just a
think so,
replay.
man.
Your mind is just a replay of what
Yeah.
is already
I think
happened.
the man went there, man.
Your memory is just a
That's what
replay.
I'm saying, you know.
And it's not a very good quality replay most of the time.
Like,
You don't
he
even
is like
remember
a
the
lady boy to
details
me.
of the conversation.
Or transaction,
You don't even
maybe, I don't
remember
know.
the names most of the time. You don't remember how the grass was looking, how the weather was,
Like CIA,
you know, because
going to Al Qaeda and bring them back.
your awareness was different. When I think about my childhood, there is certain things which they seem so full
Those
of
ones were a bit bigger
exuberance.
though.
Like when I look at the jacaranda,
For
purple flowers, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
oh, the key apples, the fruits, key apples.
Not like during the night.
It just feels like, you know,
That's
the
domestic violence.
when I see the jacarandas
Maybe
now,
Indian
they don't
dance.
feel like
Thought he was grabbing her
the
hair,
same
pulling
beauty.
Her back.
The same beauty doesn't seem to be there,
Put a wig on her.
and it's because
Yep.
our
He gets so much shit.
mind has become more clouded with ideas,
The shit is pouring.
with identification, what we like, what we don't like, you know, so much identification with our memory, our experiences of it, where we
Probably
seek
better.
comfort. Once we are comfortable, even when we know there is something better we could be
Right?
doing,
I don't understand the concept.
with our experience,
Yeah.
we just gravitate
It's just-
towards
concept is like wholesome, you know, because
the
there's a lot of kids people
mundane
who wish they could learn their mom's language.
situations in life.
You know, they can relate to that shit.
You know, watching endless
So-
videos, playing endless games, making
It's 4
endless
months, yeah,
talks.
she like hired somebody to teach her.
Entertainment,
She was doing, like, 30 minutes
lots of
every day
entertainment.
classes, and she was practicing
know.
all the time in the library, in
Just
the car and stuff, you know.
Anything
So she was doing like different stages.
to avoid
Apparently before that she had
our
learned another
faculties.
language, you know. I don't remember what like, language
faculties
she
of
said she had learned.
mind, which is such a gift,
But-
such a blessing
Yeah.
that we are able
If
to
you
imagine.
really commit to it, it's like
But
you can get like
it
the
has become
phrases, the main phrases
scourge.
down within like a couple of weeks.
it has become so painful
And then after that, like it's just
that we
working
try
on like
to avoid
the different
it
pronunciations and
by going
like
into so many
practicing,
vices,
like, saying sentences that you use in normal life.
alcohol,
know.
sex, drugs,
And
food,
like after that,
money.
yeah, you refine it. You
Music,
connect with people, you talk
movies,
to them, have conversations.
whatever.
Like she was having a conversation about the World Cup, you know.
We just
Like, oh,
want to keep
you know, I
ourselves
support
or
Morocco
our
because I'm
mind
a Muslim,
distracted.
you
We
know.
want to keep it busy
And
so we don't have to
I
deal with
also
it.
support Britain
So
because we
when
kind of
we
live
get
in Britain,
this
you know.
ideology,
But I think France is shit.
that
I'm like, bruh.
give us an excuse
You know. But yeah, that was
not to
like she
take
was doing that
responsibility for our
conversation
own
as practice.
experience.
You know, so it's like just talking to
Where
people, random people.
We can try and
Like
fix
nowadays
our
you can
lives
find
from
random
the
people to
outside.
practice with. You know, and
Doing
she was
more
paying
action.
some for some like courses. There's some.
Then
This is the
we
place,
feel
eh?
accomplished.
Yeah.
We feel comfortable. You know, because we want to project a
Can't
certain
remember.
image. We want a certain acceptance in society. So once we feel
Put on
more
the gimmicks,
accepted
right? There's
because of
basketball
our
as well.
activity, you
Like
know,
next
or
that's why I'm
because
coming
of our
by.
behavior,
Huh?
Say I know the spot to come, you know.
Yeah.
You get free
then
coffee, talking to girls.
we
I
become
know, hey.
comfortable.
It's pretty mad. The basketball is right there too.
But
Yeah, you play
These
basketball
guys
first.
play like till late.
the
They
life
get to
within
meet the
you
MP. It's
Yeah.
like, god damn.
does not want comfort,
Yeah, probably
does
next
not
time
care
she'll be
for
like, nah, I'm
comfort.
too busy. Don't want to talk to you.
It
Don't come to my
yearns
office.
for the limitless.
He was into the next.
It always wants more.
She was pretty cool.
No matter
We
what
had
you
some good
have,
conversations, man.
it always wants more.
Other people.
But it's not
Yeah, with
really
the
about
MP.
having more.
We were talking about that,
It's
like
about
indigenous voice issue.
being
Yeah.
whole again,
Yeah, she said at the moment
being
there's a lot of
one
things to work through,
with everything
but
again,
yeah, she thinks it's like
to
a
go
step,
back
you know,
to itself.
for sure. So a lot of people like think
It
it's not
has
enough, you know, but you
exploded
can't ask for
itself.
too much because there's already a lot of people
Life
who are against
has
it, you know.
figured out,
So-
has evolved itself to the level of
If you
being
ask for
human.
too much too soon,
having a human experience
like there'll be so much resistance.
where it can know its own
then
nature.
they'll not get anywhere.
Once
This next one also goes this way.
it has come
That's
to
the
this,
exhibition center, yeah.
Yeah, you say we're gonna cross through
when it can know its own nature,
The near the
then there is nothing more.
cinemas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
So if we
wants
turn
to go
right
back to
ahead,
itself.
We can turn right in.
yeah,
and then
right
left.
here and then left.
It's
Yeah,
fulfilled
left
unto
at
itself.
the. Yeah, we can turn at the exhibition center anyway.
So the
Then
highest
go
potential
towards
of
the
life
beach.
is to know itself. And
Yeah.
this
What were you
is
saying about that?
possible
Yeah, resistance.
as far as we know
in terms of like,
on this planet.
if you say like you're gonna
Only
give
for
reparations
human
to the
beings.
indigenous people, there will be so much resistance. In
Only
Australia,
human
you know?
beings
It's like
have the vivid
Probably will
sense of
never pass.
imagination
you never get to the point of
where they can, which has helped us to create so much.
Yeah,
A lot of this technology has come
yeah.
from
If they propose to give
that
reparations, you know,
level, that vividness
no, there will be a lot of resistance.
of
People don't want
imagination.
Yeah, yeah. It's like already people like, I
But
know like in the towns, like people
There
always
is
want to act like
a side
more,
of it,
you know,
aside,
tolerant and all that
aside to
stuff.
the imagination,
But in the in the small
Which-
towns, like I've talked to some people who are like
Is
very
not-
against it, you know.
Money.
No, against like the voice.
possible for
Yeah.
the mind.
It's like they're against, like they feel like
The mind
indigenous
cannot
people are getting
imagine
special
life.
treatment, you know.
The mind cannot
Or
know
like
life
the white folks.
Yeah,
Why are
because
they getting treatment when
life
all these
has
years
created
that
the
you're-
mind.
We're hearing white voice, you know?
so
yeah.
to
This is what I'm
understand,
saying. Like this kind of
means
things
you
are more
put
acceptable in the
something
countryside.
under you.
Like Pauline Hanson got a
It
lot of
means
votes
you
in
have
like
known-
the countryside.
you have
know?
knowledge of
In
it,
the
of course,
city-
obviously, this all white folks, of course, they're saying,
you know.
Yeah.
So
only
you
the new generation.
understand.
And
That's
the
what I
other
mean.
thing too is you're voting yes out of like the white guilt. And like I was asking
It
Ethan
is under
yesterday,
your
it's like,
standing.
do you know the fucking what this will
You
mean
know,
to every
so
Australian?
once
Changing the fundamental.
Yeah,
you
It's
have
not like
knowledge
one
of
thing,
something,
You know, small thing.
yeah.
you have
That's the
understood it.
thing. Like I'm saying,
Or
now
that
it's only the
aspect of
voice.
it.
But if it was like reparations, there will be a lot more
But-
resistance even in the cities, you know.
Life
Yeah. So it's like
can only
There's-
be known through awareness,
a very
through
sensitive
realization.
issue for a lot of people still. There's a lot of
So
guilt.
the highest
And then, you know, guilt
potential
also
for
makes
life
people
is full
rebellious
realization,
in a way. resistant, you know,
full light,
because they try to
where there is
fight the guilt
full
You know,
clarity.
instead of like addressing it. They
Like,
try to fight
Wherever
it
you shine
and deny
the
it
light
and
on,
whatever.
it's clear to
So
you.
it goes the other way.
There is no
You know?
distortion.
It's like instead of like saying, "Oh, I was
Mental
wrong," somebody will be like,
Play
"No, you
or
shouldn't
thinking
have done this. You
is a
shouldn't have done
distortion
that. You're asking for too much.
because
you know,
it comes from
Like,
memory.
how much do you want me to pay?"
You're applying memory
that kind of thing, you know.
on
Yeah,
what is there in front of you,
like even the voice thing,
or
people
what
can be
is
like,
there right
"It's a
now.
democracy.
You're
Everybody
applying your
gets a
memory
vote.
to it.
A vote is like a voice, you
So
know."
you're applying
So
a filter to
It's
it.
like, why
You're
do they
seeing
need
it
any
through a
special
filter
treatment?
of your mind, of your memory.
The thing, even
of your karma.
Voice is good. They get the voice.
Yeah.
You know, like all this
But
time we've been hearing white voices.
in terms
why not
of
give them something?
Yeah.
life,
But for me, yeah, like I say, I don't know shit about this thing.
the way it
But
is,
they don't have a voice. It's just
It's
like
the way
they
it
can
is.
advise parliament on like any laws, you know,
you
that affect
cannot.
them.
Yeah.
So if there's a
imagine
law
life.
which affects Aboriginal people,
One
they
quote
can-
which is used
we can go this way.
Oh, yeah.
is
Yeah.
So why
I
they call
think
it a voice to parliament? when it
therefore
should be
I am.
That's the whole thing.
Advisory to parliament.
it's by
Yeah.
Descartes
But this
or
is like a
something.
voice. They have a voice on like the issues
But
which affect them.
The
and
idea
that's
is
the specific
that
thing, is that it
your
has to be an
existence
issue which affects
comes from your
Aboriginals, you know.
So what are you trying to say?
But
So it's not
is
everything.
it because
It's not like all the
you
laws
exist,
they have
you
a
can
voice
think?
on.
But then
It's
even
not
like
Or
that
is it
is
because
dividing
you
people,
can
like,
think?
Okay, Aboriginal gets different
You
treatment and
exist.
It's white folks who get different treatment.
Yeah.
You have to be
but
fast
it's like
before you can.
they only advise parliament,
If
but
you don't
parliament still
exist,
has to decide
where is the
Yeah.
thinking
like
happening?
if they want to listen to them or not, you know.
So,
So even the
this
indigenous people can, you
kind
know,
of approach
advise
has made
them and say that
thinking
no, we feel like this, we feel
so
like that.
big
But the
or so
government
prominent
the parliament will still be like,
to inhuman
no, like we're gonna vote
activity
this way.
or
So the
human
parties will still be divided, you know.
perspective,
One of the parties will say no,
social
we're
perspective.
gonna vote like
Let me
this.
put
The
it
other
that
party
way.
will be like, we're gonna vote
Where
the other way.
people are
Yeah.
so obsessed with
So it
their
doesn't really
thinking,
make much of a difference.
they have made themselves so
Thing too,
important.
it's like even you say something, just
That
like your opinion, and then somebody better
It
approve
is hard for
Yeah.
them
Well, either way, I don't know.
to
It's
be
so
in
funny, man.
silence,
Oh yeah, it's just an opinion at the end of the day.
to be in
Like
stillness,
somehow they get a bit of an opinion.
But didn't they
to
already have
be
one?
without activity,
Not really directly.
whether the activity is thinking,
So
Yeah, some of these people
or
they're not even
writing,
in the office.
or,
I mean, parliament, not
you
many
know,
of them
doing
in the
something
parliament.
else.
So
there
they-
isn't.
They just
Yeah,
they
have
vote
to
yes.
keep themselves busy.
They're gonna put them in the
Keep the
parliament
mind
or just
busy.
make their own like black government.
yeah, they're gonna have
Because
like they're not gonna put them
somehow
in parliament.
they
just
feel like
It's like a shadow puppet.
the more they
yeah,
think,
they'll just like pass
the more
some bills through them, you know.
they
Like
accomplish.
when the bill is going to the parliament,
You know, just
you know, they will
replaying
come
the
and give
past.
their opinion or whatever, and then
Does
after
not
that the
create
government will
anything
pass,
new.
the parliament will vote
Nothing
on it.
new
So it's like
come from
doesn't
replaying
make too much because
the past.
parliament already ignores a lot of advice.
Creativity comes
anyway,
from
you know, even if
your
like, the
attention,
health,
paying attention to
you know, the
life.
doctors they come and say, oh no, this is not the right
When
thing for
you
us.
pay attention to
Parliament
life,
will still vote against them
you
anyway.
become aware
You
of
know?
how it is,
Because yeah, like
how things are.
like even the treatment of
Then
indigenous in health sector.
You
is
can
fucked
make,
up.
Yeah,
And then the prison population.
or
is
you can
fucked up.
see
So
what
this
needs
thing
to
been
be
going for
done.
ages. So what makes
And
it
do that.
change now?
If you're capable of it. If you're not capable of it, then you figure out what capability is needed and you work on that, or you find somebody who is capable, or you make peace with it. You know, you put something in place for people to be able to figure out or bring that according to their capability. Hopefully somebody has the capability to do that. So my guru, Sadhguru, he talks about being enslaved by his guru in a previous life, when his name was Shiva Yogi or something. So he was such a person that he will not accept any guru except that which is known as Shiva. Only if Shiva came to him, he would have accepted any help. He did everything which was possible to know his own nature. But somebody had felt merciful to him, and just with a touch of the stick, he was able to transmit a knowing which is beyond knowledge, but it's also knowledge of life, knowing of life. From that, he was enslaved to create an energy form which is known today as the Analinga. So this form has the same energy structure as that of a human being, but it is housed in a metal form, a consecrated form. So a human being, the body of a human being can also be consecrated. But,
So this woman,
a lot more
she's got like Netflix, but they call it a different
untrustable.
name, in that show.
Trustworthy.
Because it's a Netflix show. And this is only
Anytime,
still this far back.
something can happen to it.
But yeah.
Even the
So-
mind can happen to it.
And then
Where,
she goes to the office.
the mind has already
mad
happened to
office,
it.
she's one of the bosses.
But
And then the guy is like, oh, this
there
guy
is
is like waiting for you. So she
that
goes in there and then she has to
where
fire the gal,
it can be corrupted.
Fires the gal and the gal is mad. He's like, I got
But
this mad idea.
a metal form
It's gonna change the world.
is a lot
And then
harder
you
to
fire
corrupt.
me? Because that means like the company is not
It
gonna
doesn't
be able
have
to
a
meet.
mind.
It's like carbon
The memory
emissions
is not
targets. If
that
they don't use my
exuberant.
algorithm, And
Where
the woman is like, I know, but the company
can
has decided
imagine
to go like
things.
this, and then she just ditches her,
And,
So she was like really terrible,
Be flaky.
So
No,
it's called
it
the
cannot
awful
flake on you.
whatever woman, like Lonnie Jenny or whatever.
So,
let's say.
The point of me
So,
saying that
Yeah,
is that
like,
the person who
this is the
transmitted
wheel,
this
so we can turn back.
knowing to my
But-
guru, he had his
You wanna go
capabilities,
all the way? Ah.
and maybe
Okay.
he would have had the
This is to break the
capabilities
building?
to do this
Ah.
linga by himself
Yeah.
in
But-
his time, but
Basically,
he chose
After that,
somebody else
like her
do it
ex-boyfriend texts her and stuff.
because he
Like,
saw
let's meet
something
up, all this, and
in
she's
that
having
person.
a terrible day. So she's like, okay, yeah, let's
or
meet
in
up.
that
She goes to the
being
therapist. She's like, oh yeah,
who
it used to be
is
so much fun. My
my guru.
current boyfriend is so vanilla, He doesn't
So,
know how to make it
It's
interesting and shit,
it's not an idea.
And she
It's
goes
just
back
a
home,
story.
she's chilling with her husband,
I'm
he's
only
making her
telling the
dinner.
story.
And she already told the therapist, like, she
Which has
doesn't
been
like his food.
told
It's too
by my
bland.
guru
Like,
and
it's not even no flavor,
you know,
nothing.
various other
So,
people,
They have to sit
different
down to watch
formats.
TV, and they're on
But
the
the
sofa and shit,
idea
and
is
then
that
they put on Netflix. And what should
There's
we
a
watch?
clarity
And then as they're looking
of what
through,
needs
there's a
to
show
be done
comes on called
and how it
The Awful
will be
Lonely
done.
Jen, And that's her
what
name.
what is
Oh,
needed
Joan, Her
and
name
how
was
it can
Joan.
happen.
Awful Joan, So it's like, what? That looks like me, but
So-
it's like Salma Hayek looking like me,
In
you know?
terms of
It's like,
nostalgia,
how is it? And the whole
when
show
I think
is
about
about
Brisbane,
her, like
you know,
everything like she was doing through the day
so many
is
things
recorded in the
happen
show.
there.
And when she figures this out,
In
like everything is fucked up.
terms
Like the
of
husband leaves her, and like
life.
she loses a job, she loses everything.
violence was there,
Because the show is everywhere and it's following her life
sexuality was there,
all around.
food,
Eh?
music,
She's watching the show
comedy.
too. That's why it's like no, the camera is
And,
not following her. It's just like
so many other influences.
based on like her phone, it's
cultural
recording her.
stuff,
So she goes to the lawyer. The lawyer is like, we can't do
So-
anything because you agreed to this in your terms and
That is
conditions
something
with Netflix.
which,
Whatever that show,
I'm looking
that
to
TV thing
share.
was called, is like Sea Breeze or whatever.
but
But you agree
with
to the
a
terms, they can use your likeness,
different
they can
perspective.
use whatever, so you can't sue them.
From that time
It's
when I
like-
was in Brisbane.
So what do I do?
Every
you know?
time I go back,
Like, sorry, you can't even
when I'm
sue
walking
Salma
around,
Hayek because she gave her.
I don't know what it is. Maybe
likeness.
it's a
Like,
sense
it's not
of
even Salma Hayek playing it. They're
gratefulness
just
or
using
something.
CGI. That's how they can produce this show
It's
so quick,
just-
you know? As soon
the
as you do
changes
something,
in
within
Brisbane
10 minutes,
seem
it's
to be
already
a little
like,
overwhelming.
you know, on the live TV show.
I feel so
she's
out
like,
of place.
"Oh,
You know?
unless you do something really crazy."
So I don't know what it is.
Salma Hayek will never agree
Where I
for
live is
her
a little
life
bit more
to be
countryside.
like.
So
she
when I
goes
go
and
down,
to a wedding
Brisbane,
place, they're having
even
a
when I
wedding and
used
then
to
she
live in
shits in the
Brisbane,
middle of the wedding place.
if
you
I
know?
go into a different
Why
part,
there's kids here? No, get the kids out, get the kids
you know,
out.
maybe it's just my nostalgia.
Anyway, Salma Hayek looks
But
for her. and
when
then,
you're really
like, the story
available
goes
to
on
it,
like that, but it basically like
there is nowhere which is
terms
not
and
beautiful.
conditions. Salma Hayek tries to go to the
You
company.
know, even coming
tells
back
them
to
to stop it. They're like,
this
sorry,
place where I
terms
live
and
now,
conditions say we can do whatever we want to do with your likeliness, you know?
in Harvey Bay,
It's like, if you want to make
there's
your shit
also a
whatever,
lot of
you know,
nostalgia.
we can do that.
And there's so much beauty
So it's like he ends up being
in
like,
a
they're
different
actually not
perspective.
real. They're also
You know?
inside another TV show,
When I look at it,
which is like,
the memories
she's
are
also
there.
an actor and all this and stuff.
But
So it goes back to
just
like a real,
when you're present,
yeah,
when you're really paying
like a
attention
real person, you know?
to what is around you
Shit.
or what is within you,
Dive in there.
there is such a beauty.
But yeah, that's the terms and
There's
conditions
such
shit,
a
you know?
pleasantness.
Like maybe when I did sign up, like the terms and
So
conditions say that.
when you're by yourself,
No, bro. Yeah.
if there's a disturbance
Oh, yeah.
within you,
This is the new Queen's Wolf, you know?
how should it be addressed?
Yeah, I can see
Because
the spaces in there.
A lot of people will look at it
Yeah, that's the
and
design.
see that somebody is controlling their
Yeah.
life, is making their life harder. But your experience of life
Yeah,
is
I think
completely
this part
within.
sticks out this way. Like that middle part
So,
looks like it sticks out
what
this
is
way.
happening
And then like
within
the black
you
part is like a little more
is
flat or
only
something.
what you
Or
allow,
maybe there's a space between the black
Unconsciously.
part and the middle part,
or consciously.
Oh, that's another building. I think
You
there's a
can be
space
conscious
in
if you
between.
have paid
Okay.
attention
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it. If you have not paid attention
Yeah.
to it, then
Yeah.
it's happening
I
unconsciously.
understand it now.
So
Oh, I see what you
when
mean
you
by
say
underwear.
life is hard,
Yeah, you can see.
it's your
Upside
experience of
down,
it.
Yeah, on the right way, man.
So if
No,
your
but the
experience
legs, the legs are on the like
of life
See the two buildings
is
there?
unpleasant,
Yeah.
The legs. And then, you know, it's
then
not
the
like
answer has to come
women underwear is the
from
trunks.
within.
That's what I'm saying, upside down. Because the legs are
There's no
stretching
idea
on the other side, you
No,
know?
it's just-
Which will
you see
fix
the
your experience
two
of
black
life.
parts,
Yeah.
and then about the
Doesn't
right part,
matter how
you
much
got your
motivation
left leg, right leg.
on
Oh.
or inspiration you gather.
They call
Okay.
it the queen's underwear, man.
You know, you'll just become
Queen
bloated
Wolf.
with inspiration.
Underwear.
The wolf
But
is probably
it
the
is
underwear.
constipation.
It's kind of fucked
But
up.
this is gonna
Because
be a bridge.
It's
Yeah.
just
Oh.
really
It's not open?
ideas.
Nah.
They're only just
Shit.
ideas.
So online, one person took a
You
photo
know,
of this and then
whichever
called
direction you
rich
want to take
bankruptcy.
in life.
Yeah.
All the rich guy gonna blow the money there.
You
If
don't
you
have to be
need
rich to blow your money, you know?
inspiration, it
I'm gonna
means
take
you're
it
not
this way.
connected to life.
Okay.
Nigga,
You
let's
know,
go to the
because
Maybe not.
life does not need inspiration.
A lot of
It's anyway working. It's anyway happening.
a
Before
lot of editing to do, man.
any,
Ah,
Then the thing is ahead there.
this is what I talk about, life being
Yeah.
beyond mind
shit.
and body.
Like cruising for real.
Because inspiration comes from life.
Yeah, the
Everything
one,
comes from life.
one-wheeled shit.
If your life,
The guy figured it out, man. He's mastered the
why
system.
do you need inspiration?
Yeah.
My guru uses an example of a car.
Yeah, we
You
can
know,
afford skateboards, but we haven't done much
If a
with it,
car
you know?
keeps getting jump started, but never goes anywhere,
Like black people never really got
then
into
what's
that
the
shit.
point of jump
Couple
starting
of
it?
people probably did.
If you're
Pharrell
getting
and
inspired and inspired and inspired,
Lil Wayne.
but you never go anywhere, you never grow.
Yeah. You're
Then
too
what
old
is
for
the
that
point
now,
of
bro.
inspiration?
How old was Wayne when he started?
He's Wayne though.
Why do you want to be inspired
He's a celebrity.
when
Yeah,
It's like
me, you see, I'm not trying to make it big.
it has
I'm
not done
getting
anything
because
for
I
you?
like you, man. You're too old for this kind of shit, man.
Like,
I'm
it
too
has
old for
not
YouTube,
moved
you know?
you.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten you anywhere.
Yeah,
But too well, man.
I know.
You might be
I bought a cable
successful.
like 4 years ago, but yeah,
You might be
never really hopped
accomplished.
into it. I went once and then still sitting there.
You might be
Yeah.
loved.
But you see that bench?
You might be accepted.
Yeah, it's good
You
grip.
might be worshipped
It's more
even.
flat, like you see, like this one, it's not kind of flat.
You
So it's like more
might be
surface.
anything, whatever you
Yeah.
want to, you know.
Yeah, I know some niggas
But
that be doing that shit, like some Kenyan
if
people.
your experience
There used
of
to be a Kenyan
life
guy. He started his
is
own,
not
like,
pleasant,
kind
where
of
you see life
label in Kenya
as a
He used to call it
struggle,
Namskal, you know.
you know, I was like
Yeah.
watching
so these
Jordan
white people,
Peterson's
like, they brought
interview.
skateboarding into
He
Kenya.
said
Then they built a little skate park.
it's an
And then,
uphill
yeah, he got into it.
battle,
This place got upgraded.
you know, but you gotta get up every day and
Maybe
fight.
they changed it a little bit,
Something to that.
probably.
You know, I'm paraphrasing.
These people are creative.
But
with the
if
acts,
your
pictures.
attitude that life
Yeah.
is a fight,
Yeah.
how do you win?
Chill. No rush to go home and
What is the win?
no rush to go home and sleep.
You?
You
These
know?
people, all these kids.
Can you defeat life?
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
you can defeat your own nature.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah. The
Defeat-
fireworks here was so crowded. River fire, man.
your very
So many
existence.
people.
Well, you know, people try. There's a lot of resistance
Yeah,
to
when it
life.
happens, but I will be out of town.
That is all
It'd
it
be nice
is,
to
really.
record
It's
it.
just
I'll
resistance.
probably just leave you the camera to record.
Something
Then
which
I'll go
is
with the GoPro, you know.
happening
to
within you.
Vietnam.
There is no ease. There is no relaxation into
Yeah,
life.
do your thing, man.
There is a resistance.
Yeah.
There is a denial.
It's like,
When you resist life,
this is where we came in. No.
I keep saying it.
That's the bridge we crossed.
No,
Nobody
I mean,
has
when we
ever
came in
won
from that,
against
like,
life
convention center, exhibition center.
because there is no you versus life.
Look,
You are
I was
life.
trying to do a fat. I thought it was gonna be loud. but
Firstly,
she
you're
was silent.
separating yourself from life, and then you want to fight with it.
Yeah. It's like vibrating.
This is ridiculous. It really is
Oops.
ridiculous. But this is what people are doing.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Ah.
This is
we can do that.
what people consider to
Yeah.
be
The Forest Lake.
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
accomplishment.
Like you
You
said,
know,
7 in the morning.
they complicate
Yeah, I
life
can do that.
and then
I'll be awake.
they try to
What
overcome
time
it.
is
I gotta be there. 7:30 or
So, I mean, you
What
can
time
think
is
of it.
6:30?
You can think of it as
Depends what time I
intelligence.
sleep, but if I sleep
But
before
anybody who
12, I
will
should be
think
up by 6.
that an ideology
Yeah.
is intelligence
even by 8 is good. Yeah, so
has
yes,
not paid
we
any
can drop-
attention to
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, I can drop him and then bring him back.
If
yeah?
you're impressed
Nah, it's going to work.
by
Okay.
all these motivational speakers or inspirational
all
videos,
these lights is like, you know.
whatever it is, you have not paid the attention to the immensity of life. If you look at any aspect of life, really, you will see it is magical. It is wonderful.
I say tomorrow morning with me and him. we go
Somebody
to dinner with
wrote a book which I will talk about one day, but his name is Bhagwan Rajneesh, or is popularly known as Osho, who has a documentary on Netflix called Wild Country,
the God
where
Hallelujah,
a lot of people have made
Them little
opinions.
things deter people,
You know,
man.
when
Like
your
pain is
life
stupid,
is in
Yeah, yeah,
unpleasantness,
yeah.
you
Feeling.
want to judge people
We
so you
should
can
walk
feel
in there.
better
Yeah?
about
We can
your
walk
life
through there and come back, come
or
through.
yourself.
I don't know which one's more
You
beauty.
can feel like you're a good person.
Get more. I thought you
You
wanted
know,
this
it's a lot of comparison, and that is all the mind
river
can
and the
do.
lights and shit.
Because for
Yeah.
survival,
Hmm?
you
It's
want
not gonna
to
change that
survive
much.
better than someone else. So judgment is necessary
Yeah.
for survival.
It's cool.
But once survival is taken care of, judgment is very unnecessary. And I'm not here to judge. I'm only here to
Out in the trees.
share
Like,
my realization, my understanding. If I ever become judgmental, call
what do
me
they
out
call
on it,
South Bank.
let
What?
me know.
Parklands or
because that will
this
be
one?
my conditioning speaking, my identity with the memory, my
Yeah.
programming.
There you can just do some renovation.
The
Eh?
body is a program.
They can do some
The
renovation.
mind is also a program.
This place.
Actually, the mind is a gadget.
This one there they have, but this one has been like
But
this for.
it is programmed by
Yeah.
different
Still
levels
pretty
of
clean.
memory.
Probably just need to peel off the paint and repaint
There's
it.
genetic,
Or
there's
maybe just put
evolutionary,
it so that they don't need to repaint it ever.
there
It's
is
like, you can go up here,
evolutionary, yes.
back through
And
the
then,
road
you know,
there.
The toilet here.
there's
Is there? Oh yeah.
also the
Is it
human,
open?
I don't know how
Should
to
be
call
open,
it,
eh?
but memory. There's different levels.
Cousin here came last time.
Let me not
Mm.
get too.
He took
Yeah.
his daughter to the toilet,
Yeah.
So,
and then he waited outside.
with your memory,
Just asked him, what you doing
you
here
can
or some
survive.
shit, you know? The nigga looks sus, man.
It's helpful.
I'm waiting for
Somebody
my daughter.
must have snitched on him.
But to
And
know
then
life,
This was George Floyd shit.
memory
He and the both
is
of
not
them were your-
necessary.
The DNA.
Attention
Get the DNA.
is
In
the
my
best way.
DNA.
It's the only way, really.
Yeah, it's like they put a bit of work in this shit, eh?
Even memory, you can pay attention to your memory.
Is it?
But
Yeah, this feature wasn't here.
if you pay attention
Mm.
to your memory,
This thing once in a while they upgrade it.
you will see
Yeah.
that there is not really
It's
anything
like,
happening.
even over there is like some artistic
Yes.
shit.
The same cycles over and
But in
over
a different
again.
way, in a more modern way.
You know, once you have known
More structures and
just
structures.
one cycle, you know your whole cycle. You know all your cycles. So,
This one was not here. Was
in yogic
Yeah.
perspective,
I don't remember it being
we
in
talk
here,
about
being here. It's a little bit like that Happy Baby
the
they say.
memory of
I thought we
the
going up here.
existence being recorded within us.
Performance, man. Do a bit of
So
theater.
the distance
Yeah.
or the geometry
Yeah.
of
There's a way through the other side.
the solar system
Yeah.
and the universe is recorded inside us in some way. There's a significance,
My knees weak.
the
My
structure
palms sweaty.
of memory.
Vomit on the sweater
So,
already.
If you really want to know life,
Woo.
if you want to
I think
know
this goes back a little
the
bit to the beach.
existence,
Or it goes out like that place where I was
facts
like, oh,
can
we're
only
already
take
in
you
South Bank.
so far. Science can only take you so far.
The act.
Science itself is becoming a sort of religion.
Yeah. This kind of design
People
is
just
probably
believe.
to encourage people to walk here at night.
See, you can gather all the facts
So
that
the
you
lights
want.
and stuff.
It will not add
This is the Buddha.
anything
The
to your
Buddha.
experience
This guy. Oh, what's
of
his
life.
name? Confucius. Confucius says.
It might affect your perspective. Now people know
Does it have influence in
about other
Oh yeah.
bodies in our solar
But
system
yeah, it was all over the world.
where we
back
have
then,
pictures
known as
of
the
them.
big philosophers after the Greeks.
It can be
You know.
like wow moment. It can be a wow moment.
Yeah.
It's impressive, you know.
They got their own island.
Or it can also be
Oh yeah.
a bowing
Yeah,
down
there's
moment,
a lot. You
a
know,
grateful
Korean,
gratefulness
Indian.
moment.
You know.
When you want
Everything is telling her to go back. She keeps going.
to be grateful to life,
Yeah. It looks like there's both ways. There's a way.
anything you pay attention to
Mm.
will make you bow down to life, to existence, or if you want to call it God, even the emptiness which is there, what we
Yeah.
call as the sky.
Always feel like you're missing out, you know.
If you
go
really
this way, you feel like
look
you're
at
missing
it,
out on walking the other way. It's like some
even
kind
if
of
you
group,
did not know any science,
probably like leadership,
if you
making
look
some
up
big decisions.
at the moon and the stars, of course
Probably.
that is what you
Could be.
see, but they're surrounded by emptiness.
Yeah,
If you just pay attention to the
for
emptiness,
real. So
you don't know
making
where
some
it
big
starts or
decisions,
where
yeah.
it ends. It can be overwhelming.
Look at that Popola.
When you're overwhelmed,
Popola.
you see
Mad marketing.
that you're really nothing. You are really nothing. In the grand scheme of things, you are really nothing.
Next week we'll be eating.
Then what you think
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. And did they tell
How
you
you
like, how
are
often
is
they
all
have
that
those
matters.
events? Or is it just to put it online, yeah?
So,
Put it online.
Yeah.
in that sense,
Ah.
thinking has become important because of a lack of attention.
Yeah.
And the less we pay attention,
Depends, you know, they get the art profession.
the more
Mm.
See how
we will make our thinking
and then they go from there.
be like
It's funny like that
a
woman told you
reality.
to be there on Tuesday when she's not there.
Or let me
It's
say,
like
we will, I don't want to say confuse,
it's like yeah.
but mistake.
After all that,
We will mistake
1 p.m. she'll
our
just be at
thinking
home
for
chilling.
reality.
Probably forgot all about it.
This is mental health.
Still in the pajamas.
Most
whatever.
people are at different levels
Yeah.
of suffering their mind
Yeah, man. Imaginary.
because they're not
What is that
able
supposed to be?
to make a distinction
Hmm?
between their mental
Yeah, let's
drama
go under. What does this place do anyway?
and the reality
Like imaginary.
of life,
This is just a loop, man.
of existence.
They got tickets there.
They have not paid attention to
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Imagination land.
So, you know,
You know.
there's a lot of things which have contributed to it.
Yeesh.
School being one of them, religion
remember
being a
this.
big part of it. Science
I remember this, like,
also
museum.
major.
The Maritime Museum used to be there. You used to
know,
be able to
psychology.
walk through there, you know?
All of these things, lots of ideologies, which have
It'd
made
be funny if, like, after all this walking,
you're
you just come to
thinking
this and there's no way through. It's only for cars, you know?
so big,
No way through, man.
bigger than life.
It's like the footpath
have
just
said it
runs
before.
Into nothing. It turns into
When
nothing.
you want life
Probably, yeah.
to happen your way,
Some
when you
bullshit.
want to decide life,
The footpath with no beginning.
you have not paid attention to life. But from your impressions and your gatherings, you think you know what should happen.
Look at that. Just some
If it
veins
doesn't
sticking out,
happen,
you know?
it becomes an unpleasant experience for you.
Mad shit.
Very shit.
You wanted
Yeah.
somebody to wish you a happy birthday.
Over that.
You wanted somebody to say they love you. You wanted
Yeah.
something
Must be the way, because I remember
to be
this
beautiful.
place.
To be beautiful in your
And you can
own
tag. Oh,
judgment.
yeah, this is the entrance. Oh, imagine
Which comes
you
from
gotta go all
memory.
the way around. They even have signs to go
But
that way.
it did not.
Yeah, but there's
It
no
was
walk.
not in the way that
It's only
you
like a
wanted
road.
it.
You gotta walk on the road.
Then you become so disturbed.
Yeah, we're back to where we were, man.
You know,
Yep.
you trying to change the matrix.
Not in.
You trying
Not in.
to do activism against some sort of injustice or cruelty or whatever you feel
Ain't been changing a while.
is unfair.
Somebody forgot.
According to your memory, I have to reiterate because it's your conditioning.
Yeah. Shit.
According to your
Dies
conditioning,
pretty quick.
something is not
Veins in that
happening
tree. It's like, damn.
the
There's
way
a
you
hole
want.
up there. It's like,
You know, when a bitch get bought up, the place like pump.
So you become
but you see,
disappointed,
like, up there in the tree, there's
and then
like
you
that hole,
say,
then something in there.
life is a
There's
bitch.
Clit, clit.
I don't even know why people, what people have against beaches, you
It's
know.
not naughty about the clit, man.
Like in
It's source
terms of
life.
dog, a female dog, or even if you want to call it a woman for that matter.
It's like the holiness, you know. Like you can.
They're
look
very
at sex
loyal.
as like a
They're
sin
very
or
nurturing.
as a sacred thing. Like if the body is
But
sacred, then sex or like body
when you
parts
say
are also sacred.
that word,
So
which I'm
what
not
can
going
be
to
more
repeat
sacred
again,
than, you know, the creation of
people
life,
take it in a
which is the
negative
dick and the
connotation
pussy.
because of their conditioning.
Yeah.
It's modern day, man.
You get called a dog. Like, I mean, I guess
You put it there?
the context, which is part of the conditioning, the cultural conditioning that I'll be
Yeah,
talking
maybe
about.
they just didn't bother.
You know,
They
like,
can't reach
you
it.
my dog. Oh, you fucking dog.
Yeah.
You fucking dog.
You designed it?
Yeah, man.
Shit.
You know?
It looks pretty natural there.
So, the context is there, of
See
course,
that
but
shit too, man? It's not what's up, man.
it's that
Yeah.
being a dog
One day we'll catch on.
has become so negative.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to act
that
like,
as part of
oh, I
your
love
exhibition,
dogs.
yeah? It was like a painting like that.
But the language which is used
I think you had one painting with like a Ben's logo or
is
some
against dogs. You know,
shit.
you call somebody a pig, you call somebody a rat.
Better cut that.
I don't know what the rat has to do with
I don't know.
snitching, but you know,
I'll make sure I'm editing
that's the
properly.
conditioning.
We're gonna keep that.
So that's the kind of talking
It's like
that
I'll
I'm
make sure I
going
edit it
to
so
be
that
doing
speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
in the future postings,
Make
in my
sure
future
I
postings,
abuse
in
the
my
shit
future
out of
videos.
speed ramping, you know.
There's a lot of the same
Yeah.
stuff that I'm talking about now
And then leave this
But
part where we're talking about editing out the snitching.
as an
People will be like,
exploration
what?
of culture
What
and the
part?
conditioning behind that culture, the conditioning that it has created.
Like, what are they talking about self-snitching? I didn't remember. Maybe I need to
So,
rewind and rewatch it, you know. What part? What part?
you know,
Then
I've
get
been
more
talking
hours,
for a
you know?
while, you know, and
Yeah. If you wanna,
going
that's
back
what that guy was
to
saying.
the
Like, if
first
you want to see
video,
the full thing,
when I
like
talked
support
about
on Patreon, you know.
responsibility,
It's like that's
and
this old
you know,
buildings, man.
I've mentioned Andrew Tate, I've talked about
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson.
They still use it, eh?
Responsibility means responsibility
This is the museum.
to me is the ability
You've been
to
through there?
respond. Now, what does responding mean? Does it mean you have to do something?
Yeah.
Do I have to act?
Try and keep it relevant.
Anyway, your body is already responding.
Edumacation.
When you eat food,
The edumacation of the black man.
when you go out in the sun, your body is responding. There's an experience which is happening, but it is unconscious. Your attention is, your awareness is not there. You're not aware of that response. The more you become aware of your response,
All of this?
the more available you are to it,
You should be selling some of this shit.
the more you can respond
This one is
consciously.
also got a stank.
If
I know, bro.
something
That
is
means it hasn't
clear,
been changed
if
for
you
how
see
long?
everything the way it is,
Shit.
then you
I don't know
will
if that many
see
people
what
come
needs
through
to
here
be
with
done.
coffees. I think in the cities there will be way more
Sometimes a
people
response
like that.
means doing
In
nothing.
the city they probably have more bins, you know. So
Sitting still,
makes more sense.
being in silence
Yeah.
is also a response.
Anyway,
It's a conscious response. It's probably the most conscious response that you can make.
Oh shit. Something hit me on the head.
To be
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
in relaxation with life, in oneness with life.
Ah.
Because life is exuberance,
Ah.
but it's mostly happening in silence,
So you just
in
kind of change
stillness.
the colors and
And then you see this one, the wing.
yeah.
is
So-
all in the box, and then this one of the wings is black.
Yeah.
Thank you
You should use
for
like
tuning in,
GIMP is like yeah.
especially if you have made it this far.
Man, is like dog brain use whatever.
So I'll
dog
talk a
brain
little
can-
bit about
Yeah.
can manage to use, GIMP is
What
technical.
my plan
I want
is.
a GIMP so I can wrap a thing around it.
So I will
Yeah,
introduce
that shit fucking hard, man.
Yeah. That's why it's like
my next,
you have to
or
look
my
it up
first
on YouTube.
7
They show you how to design different
I think the
things.
patience and shit. Me, I wasn't
cultural
able to open,
exploration.
Yeah.
But you know this one when it came to
The
COVID,
first
man,
one is Michael
2020,
Jackson.
man,
Mm.
fuck.
Yeah.
I lay by
And
my,
the
yeah,
sexualization
I
of
wear it like
society.
good 3 months.
Mm.
I went pick it up every day.
I'll be
I woke up, I just done this,
releasing that
Yeah.
in the
And
next
after
couple
we
of
did
weeks.
The MS
I
Paint?
still got a couple of videos that I want to get out
Ah.
from
I'll
my
show you
trip
one.
down south. So this week I'll be focusing on that. Then
Tomorrow.
maybe towards the end
So
of the
they
week or
lifted
next
that
week,
place up, like, just
I'll
sneaky.
release the Michael
Just
Jackson
lifted
one,
the pavement up
just
in a
around the
sneaky way if you're not paying
accusations.
attention.
You can turn away the camera, man.
I mean,
Self-snitching, man.
It's unfortunate
It's
Yeah.
that
like African.
Ah.
we are not focusing
Yeah.
on
This
his,
battery finally died or something?
let me say, more
Yeah, I think the battery is low.
This one's
positive contributions.
Ah. You ordered this?
better. No, I made it, nigga.
In terms of
So
our
which one
response
were
to
you
it
waiting on?
anyway.
I didn't wait anything.
There's
man.
nothing
I said
positive
this
or
one was,
negative
the
in life,
Starbucks lady?
Yeah.
but
it
You
has
just change it.
it is in
I put a
terms of our
dreadlocks on
response
her,
Yeah.
braided hair and shit.
Well,
that,
why don't you do this like as an art design?
what
Like
we
a
remember
drawing,
him for.
For shirt and shit.
No.
A
but
lot
like
of
art.
people still remember
Yeah.
him for his
I
music,
got it on the USB.
Yeah.
which I will
When I-
explore
yeah.
at some to
Like,
some degree.
paint it or something. Like
Yeah.
But
She has like split.
I think the
yeah.
big story
mad.
behind it is
Jody. If you put it here,
the
you
cultural
probably-
story around it is
Yeah.
the sexualization and the stories about his pedophilia
Like black thing on the thing, man.
and
Yeah.
all of that.
And the branding.
You know
Wasn't branding or
what he did or
If
what
they
he
put as
didn't
some
do.
branding, then people will say it's exploitation.
It's not for me to decide,
Why you have Auntie Jemima?
and
on
it's
your
not for
fucking
me to
shit?
make an opinion on.
Why you exploiting
I'll
my
still-
people, man?
But that one's like,
Provide my understanding on it,
for me, I don't
my
draw
perspective on it.
materialistic shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, not this kind.
You
But the people who are
So
making money from that stuff are not like the
I
people
try
who,
just
like,
to
been through
provide
that, so they
perspective,
can't really
provide
appreciate it.
whatever perspective I'm aware of.
But
There's still
like, if
like other
they have, like,
perspectives
more
which
black women
are
on
obviously
branding, The people who are benefiting from those brands are mostly
there is
white
more
people,
which I don't know
yeah,
than
so
what
it's
I
like-
know in
It
life.
doesn't make a lot of sense,
But I feel that my perspective
But yeah, I think the thing is what they can.
is a lot
What I
more
was saying
open,
is like, when you look at realistic drawings,
a lot less conditioned,
even black people that don't do that shit.
yeah,
So yeah,
you know,
sisters there,
than
yeah.
the society in general,
sure.
or like most
For
individuals.
sure, but as long as you don't keep drawing yourself,
This is just my
as long as
observation
you don't keep drawing
in
yourself,
terms of what I see in
smudge your
social
tattoo
media
like a lady,
and what I see in
girl.
movies, what I hear in
Movie girl,
music, comedy, all the different platforms, you know. So, yeah, I'll be
If that light finally ran
talking
out,
about that. Then
yeah.
the second talk I'm doing
Nah, yeah, I think I
is on
tried to do
Eminem,
it like a couple of weeks back.
which I mentioned a little bit before.
Not that much.
So just
Man.
around emo rap, emotional rap music, and the impact it has had on society or individuals, for that matter, where people have become more like expressive of the emotions, you know,
Mission time.
more emotional. You know, I think at the time Eminem came out, there was the emo culture
Who's
was
gonna catch
already
you anyway?
very
Who's gonna catch you?
out there,
Yeah.
but my influences are more like in rap music. So in terms of hip hop,
Who's gonna catch you? For what?
Eminem kind of brought that into mainstream, talking about
When it comes to
you
it,
know,
man, I
blaming his
disappear.
mother, blaming his wife,
I disappear.
all of this very emotional, you know, getting worked up, all of that, and about society, you know. So I will explore that. I'm a big fan of Eminem, so I'm sure like people will see that I'm a fan, but I'm also aware of the conditioning and I have to explore it, which is helpful for my
That's yours?
growth as well.
Someone else.
Then
Getting in somebody's
the
territory.
third video I'm making will be in gratitude to my spiritual guru, which is gonna be
One day you have enough people doing it, and like
about
lined up.
music from the sounds of Isha, which is the
Is it up here or is it a bit farther?
Indian classical music,
Is it here? Yeah. Shit, the view wasn't like this.
which is has a spiritual consecrated sound to it.
You need help?
So a sound which
You right?
can affect your body in a energetic way. Then my third
If
talk
you do it, it's okay. If I do it, it's not okay.
or fourth talk is
Like
gonna
that lady at the
be
post office.
Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator is a big influence
I'm
on
sorry,
me,
man. I'm like a country boy,
as
so
much as Eminem as well.
I come from
So,
the country. I've been living too long in
yeah.
the country, so I know with that
I am
sensitive
thinking
shit,
to do it on the full moon
you gotta go
because
direct.
it's wolf,
Like,
you know. So you know, Dracula, wolf.
yeah.
You get me. So
Shit.
that
That's what I
is
was saying. Like, how much
the
can you
plan.
care about what
Number
people,
5.
you know how sensitive
I'm
people
going
are,
to
you
do
know?
a playlist of love. I want to talk about love. You know, so
There's no rules, it's
there's
just opinion.
a lot of misconceptions about love, what it is. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people their
Represent.
understanding of love or
This is
their
that
perspective
Sisal.
of love is
Sisal, a little bit of
relationship.
Sisal, you know.
Mostly
Like,
body-based
This
relationships,
is the one they use to make
which
threads.
is
You know, like
sexuality in a way.
this. You look inside, is like a thread here, you know.
And then
So it's like
For weaving.
yeah, so I
for
want to put some
building ropes,
my
making
perspective of
ropes.
what
Yeah,
love
so when
is.
you put it on a stone, and then they leave the
Love,
thread,
love, so
takes
nice.
away all the flesh and the
Tell me
Go
why
ahead.
I'm sad. Or
Yeah.
what's
Maybe.
left
Shine.
got to do,
Let it shine.
or I will always love you. Or you know, Lenny Williams.
You like ride it.
Yeah.
I feel like those songs have to be there.
Yeah, but it would be more expensive.
Might add a couple more.
Like it has to be titanium, you know.
I feel like the number of
Titanium would
love
be a
is
lot
7.
lighter.
I don't know, I just made it up.
Carbon 5.
3 is a good number, but 7 is also a
Medium
good
just for
number.
the frames and shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
In case it breaks.
maybe 4.
pee, yeah.
4 is the heart chakra,
Like
so
somebody peed.
that might be
Can you pee?
the right number.
I even touched it.
Anyway, not too sure.
Ugh,
But
stink, man.
number 6,
Yeah.
Kanye. Kanye West.
Ooh.
Kanye West mentality. When he talks,
know.
when it comes to
I was
mentality,
looking down, I forgot to touch the whole wall a little
nothing,
What?
nobody,
bit. Yeah.
you know,
Have to wash.
is stronger, has a
Side
stronger
of- yeah.
personality or like mentality than Kanye West. I mean, his mentality is very loud. You could say Tupac, but Tyler the Creator also. But anyway,
Hasn't.
Kanye West. That's number 6. Then number 7,
What does it say?
it had to be
Fast
something
Tyrone.
spiritual. So 3 is a spiritual significance. 7 is also spiritual significance. So 7.
I think somebody
There's
dropped the
a
medication.
song called
But what would someone
Mahadeva.
Huh? No, I think somebody picked it up and hung it there.
Mahadeva,
Somebody knows
Mahadeva.
But I'm sure there's
So
other ways of
Sojugada something.
put it on Facebook
Anya
community
Bat.
marketplace or something.
Naya or Anya Bat.
Community notice board.
So that will be number 7. And basically I've
It's a
already
it's a prescription.
got a list of
Maybe if it's a drug dealer, he'll know how to use it, you know.
the influences that I want to do, the cultural influences that I want to do. I've already
Shit that need
numbered
to be
them
killed.
up to like 55 or something. So probably that will cover about the next year or so.
For real, man.
You know,
'Cause
considering the
biohazard
time it
is
takes
like nuclear
to,
waste, you know.
you know,
Man.
make each video or like
That's it, can maybe
do preparation and, you know, editing and posting and, you know, so
voice or something.
maybe 1 or 2 a week,
Yeah.
1 or
Yeah,
2 a
it's
week
like
is probably the
radioactive.
plan. And then there will be some weeks when I will be posting some
Radioactive.
different
Yeah, boy.
content, different postings.
This is the city.
So
That view.
at the moment the plan is like that. And
Man.
I go to that place.
if you've made it this
Place.
far, oof, again, thank you.
That chick was
And,
pretty nice. That
I'll
Pema or
probably let the
one I was
music
talking
play
to.
out
Pema on
for the
left
rest of the
while you were
video.
talking to the one in the middle.
Thank you.
Cool.
Namaskaram. There is 1. See you on the flip side.